Welcome Vita fans, King Tario here, and we've got another PlayStation Vita review. Today we're going to take a look at Street Fighter Cross Tekken, a port of the original console game being brought over to the Vita. The Vita has had a lot of success with fighters coming over. They seem to translate really well. Street Fighter Cross Tekken is no exception. First, let's get some of the new stuff out of the way for the Vita version. On the Vita, you're going to get a slew of new DLC characters and costumes from the console version. Bonus, if you own the original game but you don't own any of the DLC, you'll be able to transfer that to both have it on your Vita version and your PS3 version. Another cool feature being brought to the Vita is the crossplay functionality with the PS3. So that means you're able to play against people who are using the same game on their PS3. This should make fighting games a bit easier, but it also means you might be playing against people using super expensive fighting sticks, and you might not feel that it's even footing. But it's a small price to pay for the larger player pool in my opinion. There's also a plethora of customization options that work really well in the Vita. The ability to program certain buttons and even combos to the back touchscreen works great. Instead of having to push two buttons to do a toss, I simply have to do a quick swipe on the back of the touchpad on the Vita. It works great and immediately felt intuitive to the combat. Within a couple of rounds, it turned out to be second nature and I was doing it all the time. Beyond these new features and the DLC, you're essentially getting the same game as you got on the consoles. If you're unfamiliar with that game, it's certainly a worthy fighter, but maybe not as robust as I would have liked. One of the key features of the game is the gem system. Here players are able to augment each character with specific gems that add enhanced abilities such as increasing your damage in certain situations, making special moves easier, or even enabling auto block. These gems are another fascinating way of increasing customization and not feeling locked in. Ever really liked the way a character plays or looked, but felt they were a little underpowered in the damage department? You can add a gem to modify the damage at the expense of something else. Personally, I really like the gem system, though I'm not super competitive or all that interested in supreme balance. I like the idea of being able to add some customization, and it also gives me access to characters I might not play, as I feel I can augment their shortcomings a little bit. Beyond the customization, the fun of Street Fighter Cross Tekken comes in the actual fighting. The game modes are pretty light. You have the multiplayer via local or online, and the single player focuses on the arcade mode, which has a generic story that's really just an excuse to move through the ladder and continue battling. There is no cinematic style story mode like the one I really enjoyed in Mortal Kombat, but doing so would have probably been rather difficult with such a wide range of character and no real background world to work with. Still, even with the unimaginative single player, the combat is enjoyable enough to prop it up, though multiplayer is where the real longevity of the game will shine. Graphically, Street Fighter Cross Tekken looks really good on the Vita. The frame rate stays smooth and the shell-shaded textures and colors pop on the Vita's beautiful screen. Though it's not as detailed as its console counterpart, both the character models and stages look excellent on the Vita. Overall, Street Fighter Cross Tekken is another solid fighter port available on the Vita. It also represents a step in the right direction in terms of quality ports coming over to the Vita. The game does not feel like it's some bare-bone port cash-in that's just coming over the Vita to reach a different market. It feels like a lot of effort went into making this just for the Vita, and the safe bet is if you're interested in picking up the title and you do end up picking it up, you're probably not going to be disappointed with it. That's it for my review all. I hope you enjoyed it. I have a link in the description with my playlist for all my PS Vita reviews, so be sure to check all those out and hit that subscribe button to catch all my latest content. That's it guys, take care, bye.